On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
Oh my God, and we're just so happy to be here.
So happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's been real. Thanks. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Just popped in. Yeah, this is our new way of doing things. We do 30-second episodes now.
Yes.
With 18 minutes of ads.
Ooh.
Enjoy it.
Bye-bye.
Oh my God. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We are feeling pretty hyper tonight.
Oh my God. We are just bouncing off the walls, singing and running around.
Should we stand up?
Yeah.
Should we just take this on the road? Should we get in the car? I don't know.
I don't know. I've got the van.
Come on. Let's just
Come
go.
on.
Breaking news. In-N-Out's Chili's are back.
Are we going to get it tonight?
Do you want to get it tonight?
I mean, I'm down if you are.
I mean, I wouldn't say no if you wanted. Do you want it?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. We didn't know because we had a bunch of stuff to do tonight. And we were like, you were like, I might have to leave. I don't know. But baby, if you want to get In-N-Out.
Honey,
Oh,
let's do it.
let's do it. Hot Dog will be so happy.
I really want to watch the Anna Nicole Smith documentary.
Let's do it.
Oh my God.
Let's do it. Can we? You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about in Nashville, the ladies who worked at the hotel.
Oh my God. They need their own TV show.
We were obsessed with them. Well, first of all, can we talk about how we kind of got catfished by that hotel?
Oh, fuck. We got so catfish.
We don't want to tarnish it because we had a great experience overall.
So we won't say the name.
Okay, it was the... No, okay, we won't say the name.
The pictures,
Beautiful.
gorgeous. The lobby, okay, first of all, the building is beautiful.
Beautiful building.
Very cute. We walked into the lobby. We were like, oh my God, yes. Like, we love the vibe. There was live music.
Oh, yeah. Most
Restaurant
beautiful
looked-
lobby, most beautiful restaurant. The ceilings.
The ceiling, they had a cute, like, gift shop. It was just perfect.
We got into the elevator that were gilded gold, and we're like, I'm on the 13th floor, which hotels don't normally have a 13th floor because of superstition.
There's the first problem.
I'm like, oh, this is gonna be pretty sick. Okay. And we had just come from a really nice hotel, so we were excited.
Yes.
We're like, yeah, let's do it. Honey, you walk out of the elevator, you're in a divorced woman's house in 2002.
You're in a nursing home.
Yeah, okay, there's fleur-de-lis all over that are tattered light gray, okay?
Yeah.
I gotta say that. That's what happened.
Hot pink
Walls. Or no. Curtains.
Curtains and a headboard from 2000.
Oh, from a single New York man's apartment.
A bachelor pad.
A bachelor pad. Like, single New York man got his first, like, big paycheck, and he's like, I'm getting this headboard. And, honey, what? I didn't like it.
And it was gross.
It was like, yeah, just not the vibe we wanted. I mean, Nashville was our favorite city. I'll fucking tell you that.
Yes.
We'll probably rave about it for months, but...
But wait, in Nashville, like a week or two ago, at a Holiday Inn, one of the guys working there broke into somebody's room, and the guy woke up and the other guy was sucking his toes. That happened like a few blocks from where we were.
The way I'd just cut my foot off. I'd be like, take it. I don't want it.
I know.
Wait, the front desk ladies.
Oh my God. Okay. Heather's one
it.
of them. Honey, and
incredible.
She
Incredible.
was as country as it gets.
She was as country as it gets. I got like a custom made cowboy hat when we were there, and she saw that box. She spotted it from a mile away, and she said, "Let me see that hat. Let me see that hat."
So you had to pull it out of the box?
I whipped that hat out, and I showed it to her, and she said, "That is a bad motherfucker. That is a bad motherfucker." And we
loved her.
I was like, I just want to talk to her all the time.
Yes.
I told Madison when we were leaving the hotel, I was like, I wish I had her phone number because she's someone I would just want to call.
Oh my God. You know she smokes cigarettes.
Like, you know how you have those, like, I mean, you and I are on the phone all the I feel like we're very much that for each other, but like you have those people in your life that you're just like, I just want to call them and tell them about my mundane trip to the post office.
Yes.
Just to have that conversation, which we do all the time.
Yes.
We'll see
yeah, but she is incredible.
She was the best. I'm like, she's someone I would just want to shoot the shit with all day long.
You just want to hear, they're a type of people that you just want to hear what comes out of their mouth next.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm like, fucking call that something crazy. I want to hear it.
Yes. Yep.
I loved it. I had such a good time.
Such a great time.
And you know what's funny is I feel like I have, so like after the tour's done, I feel like I have a few weddings this year, which I have not had since my 20s.
Yeah.
But one of my best friends is getting married in the Adirondacks, and I'm
beautiful.
Excited to go there. And then one of our friends is getting married in October.
Yes.
So we're going to do a little fall trip, but we won't say where.
No, we will not.
We'll tell you when it's closer.
Yeah. Speaking of trips and flying, I had a great conversation with Cisco the other night because, you know, he's afraid of flying. And he's like, I'm seeing you fly everywhere. He's like, I think I'm going to try it.
He could start with an easy, like a San Francisco 40-minute flight, or flying to his family. Well, actually, I wouldn't do Vegas as the first flight.
No.
Because the turbulence, but San Francisco or something. Easy, 40-minute, hop on in Long Beach, hop off in Oakland or something. Do that.
Yeah. I was like, maybe we can leave the dogs with Spencer for a day, and we can go in the morning and come back at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever helps him get over his fear.
I know.
There's a lot of places we want to go.
And
I don't want Cisco to get left in the dust.
I know.
Speaking of, he bought me a cute present the other day. Just
so cute.
So nice.
So girly.
And he's been our airport.
He's been our chauffeur.
Yeah, he has been picking us up and dropping us off at LAX, and that's fucking cool.
Yeah, love it. Shout out.
I always yell at Madison. I was like, oh, this Uber driver's annoying. I'm not tipping him.
Yeah, we both sit in the way back and just don't talk to him.
Don't look at us in the eyes.
Yeah, we asked for a no talking ride, sir.
Oh God. You know what my favorite thing we've been doing on tour is?
What?
Taking heinous pictures of each other in hotel rooms. Me, you, and Chris.
The absolute worst, except yours never turn out that bad. Mine? I look like a monster in all of them.
So what we do, which you guys have to do it with your friends or whoever, or if you have kids, put your phone on the panoramic setting, and you like shift your, like take a picture of someone, but like shift the phone really fast while you're doing it. And it will just distort the fuck out of them. And it is we will do it for hours.
And just cry laughing.
I did it to Madison on the plane.
Every chance he got, there was a phone in my face.
But you two, actually. And you actually used your iPad. I have pictures of you looking just like a tourist in the hotel room, holding up the big iPad like... just a fucking troll. Because speaking of trolling, we were on, so our friend Chris, who I think a lot of you guys have met or at least seen now at some of the shows, she has been traveling with us, and she was sitting in front of me in Madison on one of the plane rides, I think when we were going from like Atlanta to Nashville. And we were just like fucking with her. And the lady that was sitting next to me in Madison gave us the dirtiest looks, just like, because she thought we didn't know.
Oh, Chris. I was putting paper on Chris's head.
Yeah, you were like putting like a little paper plane on her head.
Yeah.
And then the lady next to her was like, oh my gosh. And then we were like, that's our best friend. And she was like, oh, okay.
Please.
Like, get off the plane, lady.
Whatever. You know what? Being on an airplane, I see why people fight and get kicked off. Oh, Speaking of, we saw a man in handcuffs
Oh my God, yeah.
go onto our plane.
Uh-huh.
And when we were checking our boarding passes or whatever, I asked the lady, I'm like, is that man in handcuffs coming on the plane with us? And she's like, no, the door to the police station is like right along the way. I'm like, fuck, man. It's a long flight. I wanted some action.
Oh my God, I know. We saw him being walked through with like a bunch of police escorts, and we're like, I want to know.
Yeah.
Tell us something.
Tell us something.
Just a bunch of curious little assholes.
Ooh, do you have any for us?
I sure do, Madison. And this first one says, am I the asshole for not going to a funeral with my boyfriend because of my sister's wedding?
Okay.
Me, 26, and my sister Ellie, 28, are very close. Ellie's getting married in about 3 weeks. I'm her maid of honor, and it's all very exciting, but also stressful, especially so close to the wedding, making sure it all goes smoothly as possible. So keep in mind that her sister is getting married in 3 weeks.
Okay.
My boyfriend Jack's family is Canadian. They've recently had a family tragedy, so Jack is flying out next week to attend the funeral. Of course, I have no issue with him going, but he asked me to come as well. I said, sorry, that's not really possible since Ellie's wedding is in a few weeks, and it's just a lot on my plate right now. I've been helping with a lot of the planning and generally being there for her, and Ellie doesn't want me to go either. Jack's been pretty upset, and he's not talking to me much. People that know of this are torn. Some are saying I'm right, but a couple of people are telling me I'm being selfish. So, am I an asshole?
That's a tough one. I feel like you probably should go as the girlfriend. But then your sister's getting married. I don't know.
Well, when I read it, I also felt conflicted until I read some of the comments where I learned that her boyfriend's family tragedy, his brother and his brother's fiance tragically died.
Oh, no.
And she's saying she won't go to his brother's and his brother's fiance's funeral because her sister's getting married in 3 weeks.
What? Okay, go to the fucking funeral, you idiot.
Don't go to the funeral, actually, and go fuck yourself.
Oh,
and
perfect.
We're done.
Yeah.
I would 1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine if like one of your siblings and their
can't even.
fiance died, and then your husband's like, or whatever's like, oh, my brother's getting married in 3 weeks or whatever. It's just a lot. Go fuck yourself.
You.
That is a reason to break up with someone. I hope her boyfriend broke up.
Maybe this was a great aunt that they didn't talk to. No, the sibling?
Are you kidding?
What a bitch.
Go fuck yourself. You are the asshole 1,010%.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that's not telling you you're the asshole is scared of you in your personal life.
Yep.
So.
And sounds like scared of the bridezilla who's fucking probably putting pressure on everybody.
Oh, sister's just as bad.
Yep.
Saying, oh, I don't want you to go. What?
Wow.
His brother and his brother's fiance died.
Wow.
There's certain things. Like if it's like a fucking great aunt, like you were saying, it's like, okay, yeah, you can maybe miss it.
Yeah.
Like, if you feel like there's just too much going on.
Right.
His brother?
No.
Bye.
Wow.
The second one says, am I the asshole for not letting my daughters miss school on the anniversary of their mom's death? I, 41, have twin daughters, 16. 1 year ago today, my wife and the girl's mom passed away. About a month ago, my daughters started saying how hard it's going to be to go to school on the anniversary of their mom's passing. I told them as long as they have nothing major going on like a test or a big assignment due, they can miss school and be able to grieve at home and take a mental health day.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Good dad. Well, it was all planned for them to stay home today until 2 nights ago. A few of their friends were over and their friends were talking about how they are not looking forward to the AP chem exam on Wednesday. I looked at my calendar and realized that was the 19th. I told the girls after their friends left, since they have a chem exam, they can't miss school and I'll let them miss it on Thursday instead. The girls tried explaining it was no big deal and that they can make it up after school. I told them I prefer if they don't miss it if they have something major going on. I made them go to school today and they didn't talk to me all morning. I called my brother about it. He called me an asshole because it's only been a year since their mom passed. So, am I the asshole?
Oh, he doesn't sound like an asshole. He sounds like he's
just trying to do the right thing.
Trying to keep them on track, but it is the 1 year.
Yeah, I think 1 year anniversary. You let them skip.
Also, you could contact the teacher and be like, listen.
Yeah, the girl.
This is what the deal is. But he does sound like he's just,
He added an edit and said, I can't believe how mean people can be. People are accusing me of not grieving my wife's death, which I am just because I'm not going on about how much I miss my wife on a Reddit post. He said, I'm navigating single parenting on my own. I'm just trying to do what I thought would be right for my daughters. It's not the actual AP exam, but they do exams every once in a while to get ready for the actual exam. So they are important. I think I'm just going to get them out of school.
Oh.
They haven't taken the exam yet.
Oh, he's just struggling.
He's just trying to figure it out, man. I don't think he's an asshole, though, at all.
And I don't think his girls or his kids are an asshole either.
No, I think it's just a hard situation.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sad.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have a listener email to lighten the mood.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. Hey, my fellow girlies and Geoffs. I love the podcast and have been listening pretty much since it started. Here for all the laughs and good times with a thick layer of the macabre slapped over it. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you guys do.
Aww.
This will be brief, but so worth it. Your recent episode where Madison mentions the memorial necklaces with cremains in them prompted me to send into you this juicy bit of hot goss.
Wait until you fucking hear my coffin spinner today.
Real? Okay. All right. I can't wait. My best friend passed away about 2.5 years ago. Let's call her Megan. Her mother decided to have a bunch of these necklaces made to hand out to all her closest friends. I received one of them, and that also included my cousin. She will be Teresa, as we were both very close with her. The tops of these necklaces would come unscrewed very easily. One night, while Teresa was doing the horizontal shuffle with her ex-boyfriend while on top of him, the cap of her necklace unscrewed completely, and our friend Megan's cremains ended up scattered all over Teresa and her ex in the bed.
Oh no.
I like the joke that she had to go out with a threesome under her belt. And let that be a lesson to remove your compromised urn necklace before you start to get busy. Lots of love. And she doesn't want us to use her name, so I'm not going to say it, but thank you.
Incredible.
Oh my gosh. Well, I am up first this week.
Yes.
Which means you should have a little side bitch for us.
I sure do, but this ain't no side bitch, Madison, because I have the obituary for a man named George Dewey Hay.
Okay.
The founder of the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, amazing. We went and we loved it.
We loved it. His obituary says, rightfully given credit as the founder of WSM's Grand Ole Opry, George Dewey Hay was a remarkable visionary and colorful romantic who played a vital role in the commercializing and promotion of country music. Following service in the Army, the Indiana native made his way to Memphis, where he worked as a reporter for the Commercial Appeal. One of his assignments was to cover the city court beat, from which he developed a popular humorous column called Howdy Judge, based on the dialogue between the judge and those charged with petty crimes. So he's definitely our kind of guy.
Right up our alley.
The success of these columns won him the sobriquet, the solemn old judge, though he was only in his 20s and had no legal training. When the newspaper established its own radio station, WMC, in January of 1923, Hay was soon prevailed upon to serve as a late-night station announcer and radio editor. He found he had a flair for this kind of work and brought a sense of showmanship and style to it. He chanted the call letters, scripted his shows, and blew an imitation steamboat whistle, dubbed Hush Bikina, to announce the start of the evening shows. All of these are things he would later bring with him to WSM. His popularity grew so fast that in May of 1924, he was hired to work at WLS in Chicago, where, among many other duties, he announced the show that would eventually become the National Barn Dance. In the fall of 1924, Hay won the Radio Digest poll as the most popular announcer in the country. This led to him being offered the job as radio director for the newly opened WSM in Nashville. He accepted and on November 9th of 1925 began work at the station. Hay told a friend shortly after arriving that he wanted to recreate the kind of barn dance he had worked at WLS. He was happy to see that performers like Dr. Humphrey Bate and Uncle Dave McCon had already made occasional appearances on WSM. In late November 1925, Hay invited a 78-year-old fiddler from LaGuardo, Tennessee, MC, Uncle Jimmy Thompson, to come up and play at his microphones. Hay later wrote that he was astounded at the calls and telegrams that poured in. Hay announced in late December of 1925 that due to the audience interest, WSM would feature an hour or two of old-time tunes every Saturday night. Hay bombarded the local newspapers with a steady stream of press releases in which he trumpeted the values of this kind of down-to-earth folk music. He soon began to augment this image by coming up with colorful names for his bands. Dr. Bates' Augmented String Orchestra became the Possum Hunters, for instance, and by encouraging the musicians to dress in overalls and straw hats. He also helped set up a booking agency, and by 1933, some of the bands were so well known across the country that they were able to tour theaters as far away as Iowa. It was Hay, too, who redubbed the program the Grand Ole Opry in 1927. Though Hay was the show's figurehead, publicist, and announcer, he began to lose power with the station in the 30s. Hay lacked managerial skills, and the station's owners began to bring a series of professional managers who took over many of Hay's duties. To compound problems, Hay suffered a nervous breakdown in the 30s, causing him to take sick leaves as long as 18 months. By the spring of 1938, however, he was back at work and playing important roles in two key Opry developments: the show's half-hour contribution to the NBC network beginning in 1939, and the 1940 Hollywood film Grand Ole Opry with Hay, Roy Acuff, Uncle Dave McCaughan, and the top-billed Weaver brothers in Elvery. Throughout the 1940s, Hay remained a major announcer with the show, often touring with Opry troupes around the country. In September of 1947, he made one of his last appearances with an Opry show group at New York City's Carnegie Hall. In 1945, he wrote a fascinating little book called A Story of the Grand Ole Opry, and in 1953 became an editor of an important early country music newspaper, the Nashville-based Pickin' and Singin' News. In the 60s, he attempted 2 syndicated radio shows that were devoted to reminiscing about the Opry. Upset at the direction of the Opry and its virtual neglect of him, he had actually left Nashville by the end of the 1950s and settled in Virginia Beach, Virginia, where he died in 1968. He's buried in the Forest Lawn Cemetery in Norfolk, Virginia. And that was written by Charles Wolfe. But there's just so much history when it comes to the Grand Ole Opry that we liked learning about.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I just wanted to know more about the owner.
Yes. I mean, he's incredible.
Yeah. I was like, because I was like, who fucking started this in the first place? But it was, we had such a great time there. There was...
It's iconic.
Deanna Carter, Carrie Underwood, that troupe of older men. What were they called? They sang like the Toy Story music.
The Toy Story, like the Woody stuff.
Oh, it was great.
It was amazing.
We loved it, but we're going to take a quick break. What?
Okay, Oi.
We're going to take a quick break if that's all right with you. And when we come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin, mate.
All right, mate.
We'll
See you
right
soon.
Back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week, my girlie?
Oh my gosh, girlie. I was spinning because I got called out. We had our show in Salt Lake City. And at our meet and greet, I got called out by a man named Michael. Michael, you know who you are. You said something along the lines like, Madison, how many episodes are you going to have a part 2 to? When are you actually going to do it?
He did call you out, and I loved
it. So I was like, fuck, he's right. So today I want to do a part 2 on an episode that I really, really loved. People who became famous after they died.
Ooh, that's one of my favorites.
Yes. So last episode in part 1, I went over Vincent van Gogh, Sylvia Plath, Bill Finger, and Ed Wood. So go listen to that. But I want to start off this episode with Bradley Nowell. As a Southern California native, I feel like Bradley has always been kind of a household name because he was the lead singer of Sublime.
I don't back this Santeria.
I feel like everybody knows Sublime now.
I feel like everyone has stories about Sublime.
You either love them or you hate them, honestly.
Yeah.
You could put on any of their songs, though, and people will know them.
Uh-huh.
So the self-titled album Sublime is a super popular album. It was their 3rd studio album and the one that seriously put them on the map. It was their breakout album. It was released in July of 1996, but 2 months before its release, Bradley died. They recorded this album in Austin, Texas at one of Willie Nelson's studios in the early months of 1996 while Bradley was still alive. There are reports about how it was a pretty wild time because Bradley started using heroin again, and it got so bad that he was sent home early before recording was even done because he was just
so strung out.
Yes, using constantly. In May of 1996, the band went on tour, and Bradley had an 11-month-old son, and he was 7 days married. In a hotel in San Francisco that month, he shot up some heroin that was much stronger than he was used to. His bandmate found him laying on the floor of his hotel room, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. I also read that his Dalmatian, Lou dog, was laying right next to him when he was found.
Oh.
Bradley never got to see his own success. He never got to witness the impact that his music had on millions. He was only 28 when he died. And like I said, 2 months after his death, the Sublime album was released, and it was their most popular and just made him a household name.
Wow.
So sad. Another sad one is Adrienne Shelly. She was an American filmmaker, screenwriter, director, and actress, and she was also a mother, a wife, and just an all-around talented human being. She wasn't super well known while she was alive, although she made and starred in some independent films and guest starred on some TV shows and did some off-Broadway plays. When she was pregnant with her daughter Sophie in 2003, she wrote the film Waitress.
Oh.
The movie began filming in 2005, and Adrienne did everything for it. She not only wrote it, but directed it, acted in it, helped with set design and costume design. Waitress was truly like her life's work rolled up into a story. It was her baby. On November 1st, 2006, a year after making the film, Adrienne Shelly was found hanging from a bedsheet from a shower rod in her Manhattan apartment that she used for an office. Her husband had dropped her off there early that morning and then didn't hear from her all day, so he checked on her and found her dead by suicide. Weeks later, after her death, the film Waitress was accepted by the Sundance Film Festival and was a huge hit. It brought in millions to the box office and was then adapted into a Broadway musical, which was wildly successful.
Yes.
Again, she never got to see her work become so beloved until after her death. The interesting thing about this story is that Adrienne was 40 years old at the time of her suicide, and her husband, Andy, was absolutely just beside himself, right? He couldn't believe it, and he didn't believe it. He says that the night before her passing, she was having a blast at a Halloween party with her daughter. There were also some other weird things that he recalled from her office that day. One, that the door was already unlocked and that money was missing from her wallet. He felt in his gut that she didn't kill herself. This prompted more investigation and an autopsy. Investigators also found a shoe print on top of a toilet in the bathroom where she died. Her autopsy revealed that she died of neck compressions, which could mean hanging or it could mean strangulation. The shoe print ended up matching the shoe of a construction worker who had been doing work in the area that same day that she died. A few days later, 19-year-old Diego Pilco was arrested and confessed to not only killing Shelly, but staging her death to look like a suicide. It was a robbery turned so bad.
Oh my God.
He tried to rob the apartment. She caught him, said that she was going to call the police, and he strangled her. He was sentenced to 25 years for first-degree manslaughter. It's so sad because her life was cut so short right on the heels of becoming this huge success for Waitress. Her husband, Andy, put out a beautiful documentary called Adrienne, and it's all about her life. He says from The Guardian, quote, "Grief is ongoing, fluid, non-linear. So is remembering. Adrian is a film to honor a filmmaker with so much left untapped. A woman whose name is on Broadway marquees, yet unknown to the many fans of the film and show. The film cements her legacy as an actor, as a writer, as a filmmaker, as a creative force, as someone who had so much left to do.
Ugh.
I wanted people to fall in love with her. I wanted them to mourn and grieve her loss the way we do, and to feel that absence. Terrible.
That's wild.
I know.
I had no idea. I mean, I know the movie, I know the musical, but I had never heard that story before.
It's crazy. All right. Last one is Michelle McNamara.
Oh, I love her.
You know
I read
this
the
one.
book. Yeah.
Okay. So for those of you that don't, she was an incredibly talented writer. And in 2006, she started a website called True Crime Diary. She was obsessed with unsolved mysteries and unsolved murders ever since a little kid. I guess there was a murder of a woman that took place a few blocks from her home when she was a child. After reading a book on the Golden State Killer, she became obsessed with that case. According to biography.com, quote, it was originally 2 cases later fused together with the help of new DNA testing technology. Between 1976 and 1979, a serial rapist assaulted around 50 women in Northern California, earning the nickname the East Area Rapist before seemingly going dormant. In reality, he really moved down to Southern California, where he killed around a dozen people and became known as the original Night Stalker. And then it goes on to say that she's actually the one who kind of coined the term Golden State Killer.
She wrote the book, I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
Yes. So she starts writing that book, and it took over her entire life, and she went down every rabbit hole imaginable. In 2016, she was found dead by her husband, comedian Patton Oswalt. An autopsy report says that she died of a fatal combo of Xanax, Adderall, fentanyl, and an unknown heart condition. Patton was like, he has said things like, she couldn't compartmentalize all of these hard things that she was investigating. And so this cocktail of stuff to help her sleep and just get by was what she needed. She wasn't a hardened detective, to deal with all this information. Yeah. But the book she was writing wasn't finished at the time of her death. It was only about 2/3 of the way complete. So her widower, Patton, was like, this is her life's work and she needs to be recognized for this. And so with the help of her widower and friends, they went through thousands of notes on her computer and completed the book. When the book was released 2 years after her death, it became a New York Times bestseller, and then shortly after, the Golden State Killer was caught. While she was well known in her life, it wasn't until after her death that we got to see her life's work really come to fruition and gained a ton of notoriety for it.
It's really an incredible story. She's also, I remember, my favorite murderer would talk about her, and
okay.
That was also around the time I feel like I started maybe Cult Leader was when the Golden State Killer was all happening.
It was in 2018, I think it said that he was
and he was a
caught.
cop. That story's fucked. But she was like a commentator on a lot of crime shows. And so that's how I first really got to know her. Well, not know her, but like know of her.
Yeah.
And she just seemed just like the sweetest. And Patton Oswalt was like, said so many sweet, great things about her. I think she truly was like the love of his life. It was so sweet.
It's just so sad that in all of these cases, their life's work, they didn't get to see it be recognized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just became famous after their death.
Crazy.
Well, should we take a quick break and then get into what you're spinning?
Let's do it. Very different.
Okay.
We're not on the same wavelength.
Okay.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
All righty, Spencer. What had you spinning?
I was spinning. Well, I kind of hinted earlier that your listener email had something to do with it.
Okay.
After our Phoenix show, we received an email from somebody who attended, and I'm just going to start us off with that.
Okay.
It said, hello, Spencer, Madison, and accompanying canine cuties. I just had the pleasure of meeting you beautiful girlies at your Phoenix live show. In the midst of meeting you, explaining our Western garb, and having a photo taken of me in which I looked like the mayor of Slosh City, very inebriated. We look crazy in most of the pictures.
We welcome any photoshopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mentioned that I have my brother's ashes pressed into a ring. I wanted to share more about that experience because I know it's something you've talked about on the show, and it's something I would recommend to anyone unsure of how to keep their deceased loved ones close by.
Wait, I'm so happy you're going to be talking about this.
Do you remember the
ring?
The ring?
Yes.
And I think I was like, oh, your ring's pretty. And then
yeah.
like, well, it's ashes. It says, to start, my twin brother, Drew, you can say his name. He was a Gemini and would love the attention. Died in a motorcycle accident at just 22 years old about 4 years ago. Oh, that is
sorry.
Fucking rough. I'm sorry. Despite being responsive, even laughing and joking with EMTs on the scene, his heart stopped in the ambulance and they were unable to revive him.
No.
Horrific. I cannot imagine. That's a nightmare.
Fuck.
Drew was an organ donor, and after he died, the hospital proceeded with that process. The extent of information our family received in confirmation that his organs were donated was a certificate of life in his honor. I thought it was great that the universe was able to find purpose in his death, and that feeling surged when I listened to Madison's Coffin Spinner about organ donation. There was so much I didn't know, like how many lives are impacted by one donor, and how rigorous the process is to be approved for a donation. After listening and much crying, I felt so much gratitude and pride. Oh God, I want to cry. And pride for Drew. Thank you for giving me that gift. Oh my God. Anywho, after the dust had settled, cremation pun intended, I set out on finding the best way to memorialize my brother. I connected with the owner of Close By Me Jewelry, who is not only immensely talented, but so empathetic and kind. She likes to know the loved one being memorialized, even requesting information and pictures if the customer is comfortable providing them.
Wow.
It was cathartic telling her about Drew, and her response was so heartfelt and personal to him. She even printed and hung his picture in her workspace. That's so sweet. I still feel overwhelming appreciation for her kindness in that time. I opted for a gold North Star ring and engraved my brother's name on the back. Photos attached, which I'm assuming is okay to share.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all I wanted to share, my bestie girlies. Thanks for reading this. If you do, you both are such lovely humans, and meeting you in person was so wonderful. Keep doing what you're doing, and know that so many of us benefit in ways you may not even realize. With love and gratitude, Julia.
Oh my God.
Yes, you can say my name. I'm also a Gemini, and I love the attention. P.S. Attaching our meet and greet pic so you can see what two drink minimum did to me. I'm in the white, and that is my beautiful wife in the denim. My body is not a temple. It is a foreclosed house. Anything goes. I just fucking loved her and was so happy. Well, you know who you are. You're listening, that you wrote in. And this is something I've wanted to cover on the show for a while now because I think it's so cool. We did get another email back in March from a Geoff named Courtney that I came across when I was searching for cremation jewelry in our inbox, and it said, "Good day, Queen. Smooches and hugs to Hot Dog, Doris, and Desi. I'm writing to you from Spencer's favorite state of Vermont. If you ever want a tour guide when you visit, don't hesitate to reach out. I have a tendency to just get in the car and drive wherever, so I've been everywhere in this state and know all the good spots that aren't on the tourist list. I'm a photographer, so I find all the good places."
Ooh.
I will mention now that I am begrudgingly unmedicated for my severe ADHD due to a national shortage, so my brain and all of its contents are in hibernation. I've been a Geoff since around March or April of 2022, and a cult babe since a few months later. I found Obituary by accident when my then 3-year-old twin girls were fighting over my phone and typing in random letters in the search function of Spotify. Okay.
Hell yeah.
History lesson complete. I love that. Death has never been a taboo subject in my family since my son passed away when he and his twin brother were 4 months old. Oh my God. Every kid in my family talks about him and what happened, even if they were born after he passed. Jeez, that is...
Oh my God, that's heavy.
Incredible loss. I'm so sorry. Okay, so... my younger sister passed away on October 31st of 2022, Halloween, at 38 years old from an overdose. I am the writer of the family, and we were extremely close, off and on because she's the annoying little sister, so there were times I wished I was an only child. So I was tasked with writing her obituary and eulogy. Using your podcast as inspiration, I was able to incorporate some funny quips into her last missive. I can't thank you enough for that.
Oh, God.
You guys are tugging at our heartstrings.
I know. I'm so sorry for your loss.
so sorry. My sister was cremated. I had some of her ashes put into an emerald heart necklace and some into a mini urn that sits on the desk at work. My twin girls were very close to her, and without telling them what it was, they both immediately knew that Tati was in the necklace. Neither of them can fall asleep at night without giving my necklace a kiss and saying goodnight, Tati.
Oh my God.
That is so sweet.
Oh,
And I love that they're not scared. They're like,
totally.
you know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of kids, if they didn't understand it, because death is so scary.
Yeah.
I plan to use some of the ashes I have left in the mini urn to have necklaces made for them when they are older. When my son passed away in January of 2005, I had no idea there was keepsake jewelry, or I would have done it with him. I planned to open his urn and mix some of his ashes into my necklace, but my older sister had stolen it a few years ago from my mother's house while I was living in New York with my now ex-husband while he was in the army and deployed.
What?
Needless to say, I'm fucking pissed and hoping my mother grows a backbone and gets it back for me. Side note, I haven't talked to my sister in 8 years because she's a fucking psychotic, trumpet-loving, QAnon-believing January 6th rioter. I actually told my mom the wrong daughter died, and she didn't correct me.
Fuck.
I'm linking my sister's obituary if you want to read it. I wish I had a copy of her eulogy, but it was much better when I read it, and I can't find it. There's a video of the service in the obituary where you can hear her husband and me read our eulogies. The actual service starts around 7 minutes in. I believe they do a military taps ceremony, which I had never seen done in person. Please stay awesome and come visit Vermont for a live show ASAP. I'd be the first one in line for tickets. And so I wanted to read just a snippet of the obituary, but I'll leave out last names.
Okay.
It says, Tara left this world unexpectedly on October 31st of 2022. She lived her 38 years with no regrets, much love, sometimes overwhelming and downright morbid humor, but always with the generosity and kindness she showed to all that knew and loved her. She was a force to be reckoned with and, according to a friend, an acquired taste for many. But if you stuck it out, she was a forever friend. Tara came screaming into this world on either May 3rd or May 5th, 1984. The exact date depends on who you're asking. She was the third and youngest daughter for Paula and Rick. To circumvent the birthday issue, we all just wished her a happy birthday on both days. Why not? Everyone would love to have 2 birthdays a year. She was much loved and will forever be missed by all of her family and friends from across the globe. She was a loving daughter, devoted wife. According to Chris, she was a large pain in the ass, but my God, I loved her. Doting mother, obnoxiously annoying little sister, but that is the job title for little sisters, and she worked mandatory overtime. Favorite Auntie Tati for her gagillion nieces and nephews, both by blood and love, and a United States Army Reserves veteran. Tara leaves behind so many loved ones. Brace yourselves, because it's a lot of people. If I miss anyone, please know that she still loved you, and we all love you for being her friend. And it lists all of the friends and family, but I thought it was just so well written. I was like, that is one that we would find and read on the show.
Totally.
So I thought that was really beautiful. And that was from Court. And I'm assuming you're picking up on the theme here. Cremation jewelry is what I'll be talking about today.
I'm so excited. I feel like we haven't done a full coffin spinner on it, and I want to know all the options.
It's also known as memorial jewelry or remembrance jewelry. According to the antique jewelry company, mourning jewelry dates back to the 1600s, but gained huge popularity in the 1800s when Queen Victoria mourned the death of her beloved Albert. The Georgians wore mourning jewelry with dark, macabre themes, popular motifs including skeletons, gravediggers, and coffins, and the jewelry of this time was designed as a memento mori, a reminder of death's inevitability that reminded people to live life to the fullest. In an article titled The Dark Beauty of Mourning Jewelry, they wrote, quote, the mourning jewelry of the Victorian era had softened to act as tokens of remembrance for the deceased. Motifs were symbols of grief, willows, angels, clouds, initials, to name a few. The mourning dress code was extremely strict during this period, especially for women. Black had to be worn for the deep mourning stage, which I know we've talked about the different stages, like what to wear, but anyway, we could use a refresher. Lasting 2 to 3 years, black mourning jewelry gradually gave way to dark colors in the later stages. Incorporating the deceased hair was very common in mourning jewelry. Jet was the most popular material used, along with vulcanite and gutta percha. White enamel represented the death of an unmarried female virgin or a child. Children were sometimes remembered with pearls, which represented tears. Turquoise meant thinking of you, and richer families set precious stones into the mourning jewelry created for their loved ones.
Wow.
Nowadays, there's a lot of independent jewelers like Julia mentioned, and Court with like their siblings and deceased loved ones. And there are a lot of different companies that will help memorialize your loved ones in a wearable piece. There's a ton even just on Etsy I saw. Some great, some I'm like, oh, I don't know about this one, honey. But there's also a lot of larger companies that have thrown their hats in the ring. The one Julia mentioned, her ring was so pretty that it really stood out to me that I'm glad she said the name. But one of the more well-known companies is called Life Gem, and they will turn your loved one into a diamond.
Wow.
And I think it's actually so cool. They can do this with your pets as well.
Really?
It's interesting. So they offer a wide variety of diamonds at Life Gem, including yellow, red, green, and colorless. You can do just like a traditional diamond. I really like the idea of doing the diamond, so we'll get into how it works and everything. As far as pricing goes, it depends on how many you actually want made. Some people will do like multiple diamonds for their family members. They have different packages on most of these websites. But some of the top questions people have are how much ashes are actually needed for this, which is something I really thought about. According to Life Gem, with just 8 ounces of cremated remains, we can extract enough carbon to make multiple diamonds.
Wow.
Typically, all of the diamonds that a family wants. We store any unused carbon free for the family after their order is completed. This is great protection in case their Life Gem diamonds are ever lost or stolen.
Oh.
Which is another thing to think about. So I actually called my sister after I researched this episode, and I was like, I think it'd actually be really cool to use some of our mom's ashes and get them turned into some form of jewelry, be it diamonds or something else. We were like, okay, it's nice that you only need a small amount of ashes.
Right. Not the whole thing.
Then you're not like scared that if I lose this piece of jewelry that's it.
Totally.
And so when I read on the Life Gem website that they're like, no, we store it for you to keep it safe in case you need to make more or whatever, we can do it. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a little spendier of an option.
Yeah.
But to me, it seems pretty worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, diamonds aren't inexpensive.
Yeah. No, diamonds are diamonds.
They're forever, hon. Now, about how long does it take?
Okay.
Typically, it takes about 6 to 9 months to create a Life Gem diamond.
Oh, wow.
This is due partially to their scientific process and partially from the overwhelming demand of Life Gem diamonds. Throughout the process, an automated system notifies the family of whoever ordered it, like the major milestones during the process. But it does take a long time because they are actually using the ashes to derive the carbon for the diamonds, which I think is fucking cool.
Wow.
Because like a lot of times I think of it, like when I thought of like traditional mourning jewelry and stuff, or even some of the more modern ones, sometimes they're a little like wacky-ish designs or like crazy colors or just things that aren't what I would say most people would wear or go to. Or like me, I'm such like a gold person.
Yeah, you want something you can just wear every day.
Yeah. So
that doesn't scream, this is my mom.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, but how about if they aren't cremated?
Oh.
You can use their hair for Life Gem too.
Of course.
Life Gem can be created from a lock of hair. They will capture the carbon from the lock of hair you provide. And it says the larger the lock of hair, the more carbon they'll be able to collect. For example, the amount of hair collected from a standard male's haircut or the amount you could easily hold in the palm of your hand is more than sufficient to make 1 to 2 Life Gem diamonds.
Can they do pets?
Yes.
Oh my God. I love it.
Isn't that crazy?
That's incredible.
Like, I know a lot of people that, like, kept a lock of a family member's hair after they passed away.
Yep.
And knowing that you could still take that and turn it into a diamond is incredible.
We have a lock of my grandma's hair somewhere.
You could fully make a diamond out of it. Wow. Life Gem's unique technology replicates the process of what takes millions of years naturally to occur within the earth and speeds it up to create a certified, high-quality diamond in just a matter of months.
No way.
The entire process of creating this beautiful and unique Life Gem memorial for your family includes carbon purification, creation, and finishing. So faceting, certification, all of it. And they say on their website, for more information, please see our creation process or inquire about a tour of our facility in Chicago, Illinois. And I was like, God damn it, why do we not have more time in Chicago on this tour? We're there for literally less than 15 hours.
I know.
Something.
I know.
So I'm telling you, Chicago is one of my favorite places in the world. We have to plan a trip to Chicago, and we have to take a tour of the Life Gem Factory.
I would love it.
Join Cake, who we love, did an article about other popular places to find the best cremation jewelry. And in the article, they said cremation is becoming an increasingly popular means of handling a body when someone dies, which we know. Along with humans, you can also cremate pets, or perhaps you're planning to in the future. Either way, if so, you may wonder, what should you do with their remains? Well, you could get cremation jewelry. Wearing a piece of jewelry made from or containing some of a loved one's ashes allows you to keep part of them with you at all times. Of course, when buying cremation jewelry, you want to be confident you're buying from a company you trust to deliver a quality product and convenient service. This guide makes finding such a company easy. And so they give you several companies, but I just want to share like 2 or 3 of them. There's several others that do diamonds, but Cremation Solutions is another one that isn't as costly, and they can incorporate a loved one or pet's ashes into a glass bead or cremation gems, they call them, and they're pretty.
Wow.
And they cost significantly less than doing the diamond. Also, they offer different beads for jewelry. They offer cremation keepsakes, including fingerprint jewelry and traditional cremation urns. And fingerprint jewelry, they literally like use a pressing of the person's fingerprint to make the jewelry.
That's cool.
Spirit Pieces is another popular one that offers more unique designs. Most cremation jewelry beads are either transparent or a single solid color, but that is not the case with the items Spirit Pieces offers. They have like swirls of color. They also offer silver marble cremation jewelry, which I believe is one of the first ones that I ever really saw. A lot of different options out there, and I think it's a really cool way to memorialize your loved ones.
I do too.
And carry them with you in just like a cool, like, I think some I've seen that I'm just like, that's not a thing at all. But when I saw Julia's ring, I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. I liked it anyways.
That's jewelry.
Yeah, that is like, it's so beautiful. So
really beautiful.
Thank you everyone for fucking sharing your stories with us too.
Know.
That shit just will never not bewilder me.
I know. Even the threesome one from earlier.
Yeah.
Hey, I loved that too.
We love them all. We do love them all. But let's talk about some other ways to memorialize people. Perhaps with an obituary?
Yes, I have a good one here, and it's a pretty long one, so I have just taken a few snippets. This is for Eric Eugene Richens, and it says Eric made his last extravagant and largely unexpected gesture on March 4th, 2022. Signing off on a life, in his words, lived to the fullest and with few regrets. God certainly perfected the mold when Eric was born to Jean and Linda Richens on May 13th, 1982 in Bountiful, Utah. Eric's world revolved around his family, his love for hunting, the family cattle ranch, and his insane drive as a successful entrepreneur. Being born into the Richens legacy shaped Eric's formative years and resulted in a lifetime of hard work, dedication, and fierce loyalty. Being the eldest was a dubious task, but he was up for the challenge and led and loved his sisters fiercely. At an early age, Eric learned the joys of keeping horses and cows around. He spent countless hours helping his dad work the ranch, hauling hay, feeding the animals, and mending fences. He loved his family unconditionally and was a devoted son, brother, and uncle. Eric was a family man who always strove to be the absolute best father and husband. He was an attentive and loving father to his 3 sons, Carter, Ashton, and Weston, and a devoted husband to the love of his life, a wife of 9 years, Corey Richens. Eric did absolutely everything in his power to provide his family with every possible opportunity to learn, grow, and have fun. There was never a dull moment when you were around Eric. Whether it be him showing up to a family dinner with no socks or sleeves on his shirt because he had to make an emergency bathroom stop along the way, or his calling to tell you he rolled the 4-wheeler for the umpteenth time, is stuck and needs you to come get him. Eric loved to have fun and was always the life of the party. He owned almost every motorized toy possible, from four-wheelers, side-by-sides, to trucks and snowmobiles. Because of this, he of course holds the Richens family record for most rolls and collisions of motorized vehicles, as well as most stitches received from a single incident. 200 on his face, to be exact. Eric loved fully, laughed loudly, and lived life with reckless abandon. He enjoyed great adventures to far-off places, but also cherished the small and finer things in life, like his Under Armour sweatsuits and spending time with his family and friends. No obstacle was too great for him. He simply viewed each one as a challenge. No peaks were too high, and the next adventure was always just around the next bend. Words can't describe the loneliness and loss that is felt in every heart that was lucky enough to know him. We all need to learn from Eric's example and be sure to make the time to have fun and do what we love. Thank you for being such an inspiration and role model for all of us. We love you, Eric, with all our hearts and more. And then it goes on, Eric is preceded in death and he's survived by. But I just thought it was such a sweet, sweet obituary.
So sweet. Ugh. I have Christopher Lee Garofalo,
okay,
who left this mortal realm suddenly at 39 years old on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023.
Okay.
So like this May.
Oh, fuck. Like a couple weeks ago.
We believe he did it on purpose to avoid the free ride to the Brunswick County Hotel that the local sheriff deputies have been so diligently trying to give him for months. Chris spent his younger childhood years in Riverdale, Maryland, where he taught himself to drive at the ripe old age of 10 with the neighbor's pickup truck that he quote-unquote borrowed. As a preteen, he moved with his family to Leland, North Carolina, where he perfected his impeccably smooth dancing skills by watching Darren's dance grooves until the VHS tape, upon realizing the student had surpassed the teacher, decided to destroy itself in a fit of jealousy. Fucking Darren's dance group. Do you remember?
Yes.
Christopher's magnetic personality drew people into his orbit. He was so magnetic that even guardrails, ditches, and bridges all along the Mount Misery Road wanted to be closer to him on at least 3 different occasions. His passing will leave behind so many more feral roadside treasures for his father and sister to pick up, because they also can't seem to pass up a good piece of junk that has potential. Chris loved his children and being a father more than anything in this world. He was preceded in death by his infant twins, and he is survived by his children, his parents, siblings, 5 nieces and nephews, way too many aunts, uncles, and cousins to count, because apparently our family hasn't yet adopted the use of birth control. Because of Christopher's love for animals and wildlife, the family would like to remind folks that balloons do not go to heaven. They respectfully ask that no balloon releases be held in his honor.
Oh.
And then it says a fundraiser has been set up to help the family with funeral costs in support of his 4 surviving children, which I'm going to link in the notes for this episode. And then it gives the visitation information. But I just thought it was such a well done obituary.
Very well done.
Loved it.
Oh, God.
Well.
Some sweet ones.
Sweet.
Let's get sour.
Yeah, baby. We've spun in our coffins.
We've bitched our obituaries.
It's time for some dumb
ass criminals. Alrighty, well, you heard my obituary.
I heard you spin in your coffin.
Well, I've got a dumbass criminal that goes with that obituary.
Perfect. Let's hear it.
Okay, so the woman who Eric, we heard about, was married to, was a woman named Corey. And she is a dumbass criminal because after he died, she wrote a book called Are You With Me? All about grieving and her kids grieving the loss of Eric.
Uh-huh.
Well, it turns out that she murdered him.
Oh my God, wait.
This is the one going around.
That's been going around.
Yes. She's such a fucking
You're
piece of
stepping
shit.
into cult leader territory a lot in this episode.
Sorry. Okay, so from Yahoo News, how Corey Richens turned from grieving widow to accused killer by poison. Now, long story short, there were like instances where she had poisoned him and he knew it. And he had like called his sister like, hey, she gave me something to drink. Now I'm sick. All of this stuff. But she is the fucking dumbass criminal because she went on like a media tour, wrote this book about losing her husband and her kids grieving, and she was the killer. So there you have it.
Dumb bitch.
Dumb fucking bitch. Who do you got?
I've got another not so great wife here.
Uh-oh.
On some level, I understand her, but Lake City, Florida, a woman who lost her cool and shot her estranged husband in the testicles after he attempted to take away her air conditioning unit last year is back in jail for failing to show up in court.
Oh my God.
So this woman, Kimberly Dunn, who's 35 years old, was arrested. This happened in October of 2017 because her ex-husband and her were still married at the time, and they were getting a divorce, and he showed up at the house with his brother to take back his air conditioning unit, and she sat down on the air conditioner so that he couldn't take it, and then they got into like a physical fight, and she attempted to shock him with a pink stun gun. During their like quarrel, she drops the stun gun, picks up a handgun, shoots her husband in the testicles, and police reported that the other man yelled, "You shot my brother," and then continued to choke her until she blacked out. So this was like a fucking wild night.
Fuck.
The husband, meanwhile, picked up the gun and brought it with him to the nearby hospital, and after being treated, filed a police report. But yeah, she fucking shot her husband because he tried to take the AC.
Well.
You were just telling me that your husband's been turning off the AC to save money, so...
Yeah, he usually has it on full blast.
Thank God you don't have a gun in the house. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
Who knows what could happen? You might appear on the list next. But that's it for this week. We'll see you next week with some more coffin spinners.
Obituaries.
And dumb
ass
criminals.